Have you ever wondered why, even when tired, your body seems to resist sleep? Why do the hours pass, the eyes get heavy, but the mind remains awake as if something is lurking? And when he finally falls asleep, why does that nightmare return? Always with the same feeling, the same place, the same anguish in your chest? Is it just anxiety, stress? Or is there something more, something that your eyes don't see, but that your soul feels? Many people have experienced restless nights. There are thousands of reports of people waking up scared in the middle of the night, feeling strange presences, hearing whispers, or having the feeling that they are being watched. Some say that their body cannot move. Others say that they have. Dreams so real that they wake up with their heart racing and their body in a cold sweat. Have you ever experienced something like this? Have you ever felt like you're between two worlds the moment you close your eyes? It's curious how sleep, something so natural and necessary, can turn into a moment of fear, mistrust, and escape. Have you ever noticed that certain environments seem heavier at night? That some rooms in the house gain a different silence, as if hide something? Have you ever felt that shiver on the back of your neck for no reason? That sudden urge to turn on a light or say a prayer without even knowing why? A lot of people don't talk about it, wake up with a heavy heart and try to forget, blaming it on a heavy dinner, on a hectic routine, on everyday problems. But deep down, something bothers. Something that has no name, but has presence. Something that manifests itself in the dark, in the mind, in the spirit. Have you ever tried to sleep and suddenly felt pressure in your chest, as if something was stopping you from breathing? Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night and felt sure there was someone in the room, even though you knew you were alone? Have you ever had the same nightmare repeat itself for several nights in a row, with details so vivid that they seem too real? Is this all just a coincidence? What if your sleep is being interrupted by something that doesn't belong in this world? What if your dreams are trying to warn you about something? And is what you feel at night a reflection of what is surrounding you spiritually? Few know. But the moment of sleep is one of the most delicate for our energy field. When we fall asleep, we leave our body at rest, but the soul remains active. It is at this moment that we can be visited, attacked, or even protected by forces that go beyond our understanding. While we sleep, our rational mind becomes silent, and the spiritual world finds gaps to manifest itself. Have you ever imagined this? Why do nightmares always seem to happen in the early hours of the morning? Why does insomnia increase when there is something emotionally heavy going on in our lives? Why are there people who just can't rest, no matter how hard they try? Is the problem really in the body, or is the origin in another dimension? There are many stories of people who felt drained when they woke up. People who sleep for hours but get up as if they have been carrying a burden all night. What kind of energy is being sucked out of them? And by whom? Have you thought about that? Maybe you've tried everything. Calming tea, meditation, avoiding screens before bed, but nothing really seems to work. Because perhaps the root of the problem is not in what you do, but in what you carry spiritually. And that is not always easy to understand. Many environments, objects, and even people can carry negative energetic charges that accumulate silently. These energies manifest themselves precisely when we are most fragile, most open, most unprotected. At night, with the absence of light and silence around, the spiritual vibration intensifies. And then everything that is hidden appears. Do you feel like when you close your eyes you're not really resting, that you are entering a strange, nebulous world where you don't always feel safe? Have you ever woken up with the feeling that you lived another reality while you slept? Have you ever had dreams that were so symbolic that they seemed to contain hidden messages? And the noises in the middle of the night, the clicks, the creaks, the shadows that seem to move. Is your house just old, or is there something living in the same space as you? Have you ever wondered why animals behave strangely at dawn? Why do Dogs bark non-stop at nothing. Why do cats stare at a point as if they saw something invisible to our eyes? There is much more going on around you than you realize. The spiritual world is real, and sleep is a door that opens, a door through which we don't always know who or what is crossing. What if your nightmares are manifestations of negative presences that you attracted without realizing it? What if your insomnia is the result of an imbalanced spiritual field? What if the nighttime disturbance is linked to energy you have accumulated, places you frequent, or objects you keep close to where you sleep? This is not superstition. It's not about fear. This is something that many have already experienced. But few had the courage to investigate further. What is stopping your spirit from resting in peace? What has been blocking your sleep night after night? Are you being visited by something or someone? Maybe it's time to understand what's behind it all. Maybe the explanation you need isn't in the physical, but this is which we are going to start discovering now. While many see sleep as just a biological process, the spiritual world sees this moment completely differently. When you fall asleep, your body rests, but his spirit awakens. It's as if when you close your eyes, you open another door, a silent, invisible door that connects the physical world to the spiritual world. It is during sleep that the soul partially moves away from the body in a subtle process, almost imperceptible to the conscious mind. The ancients called this detachment, and many spiritual sages already stated that sleep is a light rehearsal of death, not in the tragic sense, but as a break from matter, so that the spirit can reconnect with higher dimensions, or lower, depending on the vibration carried. Have you ever woken up with the feeling of having traveled, as if I had been somewhere else, like you talked to people you didn't even know, but who seemed familiar? Have you ever caught yourself remembering a dream that seemed more like a memory from another reality? These experiences are not delusions. They are often real records of what your soul experienced while your body was at rest. There are impressive reports of people who, during their sleep, received warnings, advice, answers, and even revelations about important decisions they needed to make. But there are also countless reports of those who, at night, were attacked, deceived or disturbed by spiritual forces that take advantage of the fragility of sleep to get closer. Therefore, sleep should not be seen just as physical rest. It is a sacred moment which requires preparation, protection, and awareness. After all, if you're going to walk through a portal every night, shouldn't you know what's on the other side? Many dreams are symbolic, but carry deep spiritual messages. They reveal battles that are being fought by you, battles that perhaps your mind has not even noticed yet, but that your spirit has been facing for some time. How many times have you woken up with a strange feeling in your chest, as if you were fighting something, as if he had come back from somewhere where he wasn't welcome? During sleep, we also connect with the astral plane, a layer of the spiritual world where thoughts, emotions, and intentions materialize easily. If you fall asleep charged with fear, anger, envy, or sadness, it is very likely that you will be attracted to dense regions of this plane, where the energies are more negative and disturbing, and this is directly reflected in the quality of your sleep. On the other hand, if you cultivate a high vibration before bed with prayers, soft music, thoughts of gratitude, or spiritual cleansing, your soul tends to access higher spheres where there is peace, true rest, and even encounters with beings of light. Did you know that? Many spiritual masters state that when we sleep, our mentors and guides find it easier to instruct and guide us. They take advantage of the stillness of the mind to send us signs, images, and intuitions. But for this to happen, you need to be in tune. You need to clean the field before going to bed. Imagine that every night you embark on an invisible journey. This journey can be light or heavy. It can bring comfort or distress. It all depends on your spiritual vibration, the energy of the environment in which you sleep and the spiritual companions you carry with you. Have you ever thought that perhaps you are accessing spiritual regions that are not in harmony with you? That perhaps you are being pulled into places where there is suffering, confusion, anguish, and that this is leaving marks on your soul and your physical body throughout the days? Insomnia can often be a spiritual blockage, a resistance of the soul to crossing this portal, an unconscious attempt to protect yourself from something on the other side. And nightmares can be echoes of those experiences, distorted images of something real that your mind can't translate. Clearly, if sleep is a portal, then you need to pay attention to everything that surrounds this moment. The energy in your room, the objects around you, the thoughts you carry when you go to bed, the people you connect with before going to sleep. All of this influences where your soul will be led. Are you protecting this portal, or have you left him open, exposed, vulnerable? What if the nighttime disturbances you experience are just reflections of what is passing through that portal? Every night without you even realizing it, maybe the answer is much closer than you think. And from now on, let's start looking at this with other eyes. And you? Have you ever been through something like this? Have you ever had nights where you felt like something out of the ordinary was happening while you were trying to sleep? Leave your comment below. I will read everything carefully. Your report can help other people who are experiencing the same thing and don't even know where to start. If this video made sense to you, like it and share it with someone who also needs to understand what may be behind sleep disorders. This can be the first step towards great spiritual liberation. See you in the next part, where we go even deeper into what could be happening while you sleep.